Every creator knows the feeling. You have concept in your head, a logo idea, a merch graphic, a cute little mascot, and you think, if I could only draw. And then you open Canva, but their icons just never quite hit the mark. And then you try Midjourney and you get something beautiful, but it's completely unusable because it's not vector. You consider hiring a designer, and then you remember you're not trying to spend another $300 or more today. Well deserved, but it is costly. And that's the exact problem that Recraft AI claims to solve. Before we dive in, shout out to my own curiosity for this one. I kept seeing Recraft pop up in design circles, merch groups, and UI communities. So of course, we're reviewing it. But I don't just have to review what I want to review. Let me know what you're interested in the comments below, and we can review that next. And today, we're going to answer a simple question. Is Recraft AI the fast, usable design engine that small creators and brands desperately need? Or is it just another AI image generator that looks cute but falls apart when you actually want to use it? Hey, it's Caitlin. Welcome back to GBRLIFE Reviews, where I test the tools, sites, and platforms so you don't waste your time or your energy. And your money, of course. Just mine. So let's get into it. Right after my quick intro while you like and subscribe. Just skip ahead using the chapters if you don't want to do any of that.
Welcome to GBRLIFE. We'll talk big love, everything in the mix. So bring your boy, Joe Bright, You're home now, babe. This is GBRLIFE.
So what is Recraft AI? It's an AI-powered vector illustration and graphic generator, and that makes it different from the typical AI image tools. So instead of giving you a JPEG or PNG, you can't scale those, but Recraft outputs usable SVG files, icons, sticker-style art, 2.5D graphics, logos, UI assets, and brand-ready visuals. So in normal person language, if you type what you want, Recraft generates it, and you actually get a clean, scalable art that you can print, export, or edit. And it's built for your merch mockups, branding, icon creation, marketing assets, UI, UX, or user interface, user experience, those visuals, social graphics. The promise here is that it's designed without needing design skills. So let's take a look at Recraft AI. That's next week. A little sneak peek. And let's discuss what I liked. Right here, you're actually straight inside of a project. I only had to type in what I wanted right here. And you can even see that it's trying to tell you that you have the opportunity to add text directly to this. You can add shapes and tools, the brush, more like painting. You can upload an image right here. And I'm not going to lie, this kind of feels like Miro or Milanote, which I did reviews on, so you can check those out as well. So you get to create what you want right here by just typing in, koala in a tree. That's not how you spell tree. That's how you spell tree. And again, you can place all these things and do all that. So I'm going to go ahead and click out of that. And you just simply say that you want to do that. And then it's going to create it for you. There it is, generating this idea. The output is pretty fast for what it's doing, about the same amount of time as Midjourney, but in my opinion, a little bit faster. And that's it. Seconds away, there's a koala in a tree. Now, I did put that I wanted the specific style, but you can add in most models and styles that you see out there. This is it. Look at all of these different options that you have. You can do those vector icons right in front of you. So if you don't even know what a vector is, you don't even have to decide to figure out from all of these different lists of styles. You can go through and say, oh, I want a vector icon, so I'm going to select that. And then in that, what type of vector icon or vector logo? Plus there's other styles. There's so many options in here that you really can choose anything you really want. The other options in here as well is to decide what type of output you're looking for. We know that Nano Banana Pro is brand new and they have the 4K as well, but it is telling you that it's going to use 15 credits to use this, or 30 if you're going for 4K. Which of course we'll get into pricing in a little bit, but you can see where using more of their items is probably the cheaper and more obvious solution to go with. And look how good of an output it provided anyways. Not a bad idea. And then the other thing here is, again, you saw that there's vector files and different stickers and flat icons and illustration mode, but you can also change your ratio. So I don't have to only do square options like other tools out there that make you only have basically one ratio and you have to change that afterwards. You can go over here and change it into what you want and your variants as well. Plus, you can change your image colors, add a color palette, especially for your brands. You can add different stickers or images and things that you want to add on top of this as well. There just really isn't much stopping you in creating kind of what you might want to. So I can add right here just a text to say koalas are so cute, and that's it. You just put it wherever you want. Okay, I'll put it right up here. It tells me that it's, centered and everything like that. So again, this allows you to really change the game in what you're doing and how creative you kind of want to be. But none of this is magic, right? So one thing I will say that I don't like, or a few things I'll say that I don't like, is that this can feel a bit too generic. Like, it's very cute, very usable, but it can be on the generic side. Like, this isn't anything fantastical. I can absolutely get this from other tools. It's more about what type of file you're going to be getting from it, and the fact that you can change it into so many different styles very easily. So that's pretty nice, but you're not going to get consistency. So I can say koala in a tree. I'll do it again. You can see it's not consistent. And I'm keeping everything exactly the same. Okay, cute. Okay, style is the same, but it's not, it's a very different koala. So when you're trying to say illustrate a book, for example, the reader's going to know that this is a very different koala from that koala. And so that can be quite annoying. Whereas something like in Midjourney, you're able to actually go in and say, I want it to be in this style, in this specific way, and it will continue to output in the exact same way. That's not here. Plus, you don't have a full brand system. So yes, you can kind of add in some color palettes and things like that, or maybe consistently use the same ratio, but there is no real brand marks or layout systems that help you just automatically add that here. You're going to have to do that every single time. And then in all of this, there's no real free tier. I will show that to you in just a minute, but I do want to show you what it looks like in the dashboard first, where you would get into these projects and create these wonderful things. So this is the front page of Recraft. Basically, you're going to log in and you're going to have the opportunity to create a project immediately. Go into projects you already had, and they give you these awesome little tutorials on how to create mockups, how to do vector generation. They created this for me immediately to do a first project, but I didn't go into it. You also have your community of all of the things that they created and different styles over here to see what they offer. Whatever you have favorited, so you can continue to kind of do something similar, but again, it's not going to necessarily be exactly the same. And then you also have your profile. Now, I didn't change any of this, those settings and stuff, so they just kind of created that for me. And the best part is what is new. Then you have that pricing. So let's go look at that pricing so you can understand the subscription and what all of this actually costs. So here we have pricing. Right now we're looking at the annual cost. There's free, there's pro, and there's teams. For the annual, free is obviously free. Pro is $10, and then a month, so you're going to be billed at $120 annually, or $55 for teams, or $660 annually. But we go over usually more to the monthly because that's what more people utilize in that. Also, you do have the opportunity to get API if you want for production image generation, and it's telling you it's 4 cents per image, 8 cents per image, 22 cents per image, or 44, and then it continues with that pricing below. But most people are going to be going for those plans. And within that, on the monthly being $12 a month, you get 1,000 credits which you can see where that's going to give you a large amount of things, not a million things, obviously, but it's going to give you a large amount if you stick to their styles and their generating tools instead of going for something that, is brand new out there like Nano Banana. The images are private, whereas images are public here for free. You also have your 4 images per generation, up to 10 parallel generations. You get the commercial license, unlimited style usage, unlimited image uploads, just basically everything you're going to kind of want to utilize within this in order to make it work for you in a sustainable, everyday type of way. If you want to change the style or create a bunch of images, this is going to kind of allow you to do that, not allow everybody else to go into it, have a lot of artistic freedom and extra tools like that magic wand tool or artistic level control, external models to use under that pro, and it's $12 a month. For teams, it's basically the exact same thing that you're getting from Pro. The difference is it's made for team level. In other words, it's 9,000 credits per seat because they know that a team is going to utilize a whole lot more, and usually you're using this for a business. Plus, you have shared workspace, centralized account management, 24/7 support, and single sign-on. Because obviously you don't want everybody to use the exact same sign-on to go in to the one space. So everybody gets their own sign-on, goes in, but they can still go into sharing that workspace, and that is $70 a month. Yes, it says $69, but here's the reality. That's basically $70, and in the United States, we pay taxes. So let's think about that for a second. Why are we paying taxes? It's ridiculous. Come on now, people. Why are we adding extra to all of this stuff? It's not everybody else's fault. Let's remove the taxes. Okay, so that brings us to the big question here. Is Recraft worth it? Here's what I always say. It's best for small business owners, yes, because you are really getting an opportunity here to make it your own thing exactly how you want it. And it's generic, but it's not as generic as some of the other ones out there. Plus, if you're doing clothing brands or merch, it's quite nice to be able to kind of take this out and immediately use that on your clothing and not having to go through to basically Canva to update it and fix the quality and, really edit it into something that is actually usable on that merchandise. If you know, you know. And I don't say that very often, but if you know, you know with that one. And content creators needing custom icons, this is really great too. Plus, it goes back to it, but your Etsy, your Shopify sellers, and just anyone who wants fast, usable graphics without learning Illustrator. And that includes a lot of those people who are creating books and also need to add those images, but don't have the opportunity to go pay for somebody to go do that, which they're amazing. There's some people out there that, wow, what artistry they have is, yes, use that if you can instead. Support the small artists. But if you can't afford that, this is another option. And this would not be for somebody, though, who is a beginner who wants everything automated. It is very easy to use. But there's some nuances here that you kind of need to know a little bit about before you're just jumping into something like this. But you can always give it a try. You can always go in using the free, get your 30 free credits and get an idea of what it's creating. Just remember all that stuff is public. So you can't really just use it for anything that you want and understand the rules and regulations behind that. This is also not really for somebody who needs full identity systems or anybody who wants fully free output forever. And designers who also want deep control or editing layers, this is a really good starting point. So maybe it's not for you. And because of all of this, that is why I'm going to be giving Recraft AI the GBRLIFE rating of a 4 out of 5. I know, my goodness, we're on a roll because we're giving really high scores this time, just like last week. But Recraft AI does exactly what it claims, and that's the biggest thing to me. If you're doing what you claim and the price is not insane, you're going to get a high score because it delivers. And isn't that all we want in life? For someone to deliver delicious food, I'm always hungry. Also, it gives you good scalable art quickly with minimal effort. And when it comes to Recraft, it's practical, fun to use. And honestly, It is kind of addicting. I did quite a few very quickly, and I wanted to create more. Like, what else can I make? What else is it going to look like? What does this style look like? So it's kind of fun, just like other brands out there. And speaking of other brands and other options, let's give you guys a little bit of a comparison so you can see exactly whether or not this is right for you in comparison to that other big tool, Midjourney, right now. Future Caitlin here. I wanted to remind all of you that below in the comment section, you're going to find a link to the companion blog post to this review. If you head over to GBRLIFE, you can also find it that way. It's up to you on how you want to review all of these awesome tools and systems that I'm bringing straight to your screen. Go over to the website and watch it and read it, or enjoy a wonderful true crime podcast while you're there, or other blog posts that are about completely different things. You name it, GBRLIFE.com pretty much has it. Now back to the regularly scheduled program of this review. So now that you see all of that and you're deciding that maybe this is the right way for you or it isn't, let me know in the comments below if you're going to be trying out this tool next. Because I want to hear from you. Would you trust AI to make your merch or brand visuals like a lot of other people? Or do you still want human designers behind the scenes? Again, drop those thoughts below. That's it for this week's review. But if you want more like this, check out the GBRLIFE Unfiltered Opinions review playlist, like my review from last week on Squadcast by Descript. Is it the best option for interview podcasters? Well, you'll find out once you watch that one as your next view. Plus, with all of my content on GBRLIFE.com and my fabulous Mama Koala clothing line, you don't have to be without GBRLIFE in your life. Now go watch more GBRLIFE reviews, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!